Welcome back to the Barrel Zone. We are kicking off June. Full card MLB breakdown as always, and we will talk some NBA as well. May was a pretty decent month following a pretty nice April as well. So back to back, nice month in the book. If you have any comment or feedback, you know where to find me. We are just getting right into it. We have a lot of games to break down. First game on the board, the White Sox at the Cleveland Indians, C's at Bieber. Cleveland laying minus 141 at home. Two solid arms overall. Bieber, you probably know about him. 2.8 Sierra so far this season. He's rolling with a 17% swinging strike rate. Contact rate well below 65%. Truly elite guy. Cleveland really needs him to be as good as he is. They are basically down to two starting pitchers from the rotation they had from the start of the season. They are really banged up. C's on the other end for the White Sox, he has been pitching all right, but I'm not fully trusting him yet. He's coming off a 10K outing, 6 innings, only one earned against Baltimore, but I mean, that's Baltimore. His Sierra is a full run higher than his ERA, but only 3.8. My problem is he has almost a 12% walk rate. The line drive rates are super high. Against righties, he's giving up a 27% line drive rate. He's only averaging around 5 innings. Home run to fly ball ratio 7.5%. That's going to regress. Left on base rate 80%, also a bit high. There are some red flags in this profile. Cease is all right. He made huge leaps for this season. He's not a bad pitcher, and the Indians are not a good offense, so he could have a good outing here. The total is 7, so it's due to the over, but I mean, they are giving them some credit, and I think it's warranted. But I would lean personally towards Cleveland. I make them minus 133. Line is about 10 cents. It's minus 141 on Pinnacle. So 10 cents of difference. Cleveland slightly bit overpriced, but I just wouldn't touch C's. I'm still not fully trusting him. And I think coming off such a strong outing, it's really a fade spot, and you just won't find value in backing him. Minnesota at Baltimore, Pineda at Zimmerman. Pineda minus 166 favorite on the road. The guy is really starting to turn it on. He's running a 2.6 ERA through the season. Coming off a 6-inning outing against Baltimore, 8 Ks, only one earned. As I said, it's Baltimore. Everyone's doing this against them. He's Pineda running almost a 12% swinging strike rate, line drive rate only at 17%. He has a 294 WOBA or better against both sides, only a 30% hard hit rate. Pitching against the Orioles in back-to-back starts, normally I wouldn't like this, but in this case I'm not worried. Baltimore is just so bad. 82 WRC plus against righties, 306 xWOBA. Zimmerman on the Baltimore mound, 5 plus ERA, 1.5 whip. He has a 370 WOBA or worse against both sides, 390 WOBA at home. He's averaging less than 5 innings per game started. Not a great bullpen behind him. I think Minnesota should roll here. No bet from me. Tampa Bay at the New York Yankees. Glasnow at Domingo Germán. Germán coming off a 5-inning outing against Toronto. He had 5 Ks, gave up 2 earned runs. Both were, I think, solo homers. But he was pitching well otherwise. He's averaging less than 6 innings, but he's capable of going 6. I'm not sure why he didn't go in the last outing. He has a 13.5% swinging strike rate, 47% ground ball rate, only a 5% walk rate. The line drive rates are extremely impressive. Only a 5% line drive rate against righties and a 15 against lefties. I think he has the stuff to truly be a really, really good pitcher. On the other end, Glasnow, you know the drill. He's coming off an 8-inning outing, 11 Ks against KC. He went 102 pitches. He's in great form. Like, really, this is the spot I cannot go against Glasnow. If I look at my sheet, he's like really in the top few percent in all stats I'm tracking. He's super good. Yankees offensively extremely underperforming, 330 x WOBA, but only a 308 WOBA against righties, below league average in WRC plus against righties. Tampa Bay has a better run differential, better base runs differential. We've seen Yankees money coming in here, and I agree. I mean, Tampa Bay opened up as almost a minus 130 favorite. You can see minus 130s on at some books like Bet365. I mean, the Yankees being like close to plus 120 at home with a solid pitcher on the mound. I think we will see value on the Yankees. I'm not sure how long will it last. Likely until they are hitting a bit of a win streak, as I think the market is just too low on them right now. I would need around plus 115 to get involved. I don't think we will get there, but personally, I think Tampa Bay is a bit overpriced here, and while to me it's not a move I can make fading glass now, I feel that's the right move here, and I think we still have value on the Yankees, and I couldn't fault anyone for jumping on them at plus money at home. With a good pitcher on the mound, this is just a way more talented team. Things aren't working out, but they will start to hit, and then everyone will scream the Yankees are back. Miami at Toronto, Alcantara at Ray. Ray laying minus 145. Ray is coming off a bad outing against the Yankees. Just spent 4 innings, 80 pitches, gave up 4 earned. Command wasn't really great. His underlying numbers are mostly all right. Almost a 16% swinging strike rate, 69% contact rate. He's getting swings and misses. But he's a lefty, and righties are getting to him a bit. 350 WOBA and the 5.6 FIP against the right side of the plate. And he's also getting a bit lucky. 92% left on base rate, that's going to regress. 250 betting average on balls in play, that's going to regress. So yeah, I'm not a huge Ray guy. Marlins are a weak lineup, but they are righty heavy, so it's not the worst matchup for them, although they strike out almost 28% of the time as a team against left-handed pitching. Alcantara, on the other end, 8 innings, 2 earned runs in the last outing. Solid stats all across the board. 3.7 Sierra, 14% swinging strike rate, high ground ball rate, not a lot of hard contact, super solid arm overall. I would look at the under here first and foremost, but this park is not one where you can really back an under. If you look at the park factors, there is about 40% more runs and home runs as well scored in this park than your average MLB park. And I have questions about Ray truly being this good, but he's likely not getting hit here against Miami. Philadelphia at Cincinnati, Nola at Gray. 2 great arms. I think Sonny Gray is finally coming into form. Nola doesn't really have as many red flags as Gray. Gray still has a walk rate above 10%. The righties are still getting to him, 350 WOBA, 4.8 FIP. Overall, he has the worst bullpen behind him, and with the walk rate and overall, some stats are showing me that he's getting a bit lucky. So I'm still not like fully sold, but I think what we've seen from him recently is legit, and he will continue to pitch better. But I would personally lean towards Nola here. I think he's really the true ace. I just expect more consistency from him. But I mean, Cincinnati has the better offense, and I think this pick'em is an absolutely good line. My line here is Cincy minus 111, but I'm personally probably leaning towards Philly, not like my numbers. When I'm torn and my numbers tell me one thing and I personally like the other side, I'm usually staying away. And this game is picking for a very good reason. This will be super close, likely a coin flip matchup. Washington at Atlanta, Strasburg at Freed. Strasburg not looking all right. Only 5 innings against Cincinnati. Velocity is down. The changeup is off. He's not fully stretched out. I cannot trust him. But on the other end, Fried, well, I cannot trust him either. He ran 7 innings against Pittsburgh with just 2 strikeouts, just 17% call strikes plus whiffs. He has a super high line drive rate against both sides of the plate, 28% against righties. He's giving up a 370 wOBA against the right side of the plate, 9% walk rate. He's overall, I think if I had to pick a pitcher, I would definitely go with Fried here. But I mean, the line is telling us the same, minus 134. I don't have an issue with that. The Braves are the better offense. I trust Fried a bit more. I think the line is spot on here. Detroit at Milwaukee, Boyd at Lauer. Lauer laying minus 160, insane. But you basically have to pay a little extra for backing a lefty against Detroit. Detroit is by far the worst team in the league against lefties. As a team, they have a 67 WRC plus with a 260 wOBA, 32% K rate as a team, and the 0.089 ISO. So basically, no power, striking out like crazy. And the thing is that they have a 315 batting average on balls in play against lefties so far. So it's not that they are getting unlucky. They aren't unlucky. So yeah, that's just who they are. They are a bad offense and a super bad offense against lefties. I think Lauer will roll here. Overall, I like the guy. High ground ball rate, almost a 12% swinging strike rate. He has been getting unlucky, almost a 30% home run to fly ball ratio, but his stats at home are super solid. I think he will be all right, but Milwaukee is a bit overpriced here. Boyd, on the other end, he's coming off a 5 inning, 4 run allowed outing against Cleveland. Brewers are better against lefties. That's I think also factored in this line. They are like league averages against lefties and way below league average against righties. I'm not buying Boyd. He's a bad regression candidate. The Sierra is a full run higher than his ERA. He has a 4% home run to fly ball ratio as a guy who had home run problems for most of his career. So yeah, the total was coming down from 8 to 7.5, which is I mean more telling of Flowers' qualities in my opinion. Milwaukee a bit overpriced, but I'm not going to touch this game. I think they should draw here, and I still expect more regression to come for Boyd. San Diego at the Cubs, Weathers at Hendricks. Hendricks. I'm still seeing the regressed guy that I was talking about early in the season. He had a few better outings recently, but basically the two good features he has left is the low walk rate and that he's not giving up too much hard contact, only 28%, and everything else is just below average. I'm not liking the guy. I'm not backing this guy against the Padres. Weathers on the other end, he has been pitching all right, but I don't think he has a floor. His Sierra is almost 3 full runs higher than his ERA. Obviously, low sample size so far, but just an 8% swinging strike rate, 80% plus contact rate for Weathers. So yeah, I'm not touching him. I think Pickham is the right line. I make it Cubs minus 104. So yeah, skipping this one. Boston at Houston, Richards at Garcia. Garcia would be the guy I'm looking at, and Houston. Garcia coming off a 6 inning outing against the Dodgers. He struck out 7, only gave up 2 hits, no earned runs. He has a 3.5 Sierra. The only red flag is the walk rate at 8.6%. He has been getting a bit lucky, but he's staying off the barrel. Only 17% line drive rate against righties, 13 against lefties. His wOBA at home is 260, no hard contact, missing bats. I like Garcia. I think he will be fine. I'm fine fading Boston as well. I think they will regress a bit offensively. Richards coming off a bad outing against Atlanta. He gave up 3 earned, 4 walks, only 4 Ks in 5 innings. I'm expecting similar here. I still don't buy him as a good pitcher. He has a 4.7 Sierra, 11% walk rate. Ground ball guy, but pretty average stuff overall. Astros are the better offense. Garcia is the better pitcher. Early money has been coming in on Houston, so I agree with it. Just two notes: Gurriel and Alvarez are both questionable. I would wait for the lineups if at least either of those guys are in. Still, the top of the lineup isn't hurt, but at least if one of those guys are in, I think Houston around minus 120 is a bet. So yeah, I'm likely waiting for the lineups. I don't see too much Houston money coming in. It could be the case, but I think this minus 120-ish range should be around. But Houston is overall the better team, and I think this is a bit short. So I'm looking at the Astros here. Pittsburgh at KC, Crow at Singer. Singer, he was blown up by the Rays in the last outing. He went just 2 innings, gave up 6 earned. Way easier matchup here. I think he will be able to handle Pittsburgh. He has a 51% ground ball rate, just a 24% hard hit rate, a high infield pop-up rate, just a 4 is Sierra. Nothing crazy, but the guy is not bad, and Pittsburgh is just a weak offense. Crow on the other end, 5 Sierra, 6+ FIP against righties with a 400+ WOBA, just an 8% swinging strike rate, missing bats. Casey almost fully healthy, although Mondesi did tweak his hamstring yesterday. Questionable. I don't think he will play, but I mean, they do have everyone else back. I think they will be fine here. I make it minus 174. Early money coming in on KC, line around minus 180. I'm fine with that. Texas at Colorado, Dunning at Marquez. Dunning got blown up against the Angels in the last outing. Now, coming off a bad outing, pitching at Coors Field, I'm staying away. He has almost a 400 WOBA away from Texas, obviously. Almost everything is a bad park shift if your home park is in Texas. Marquez, 6-inning outing, just 1 earned at the New York Mets. Pitching at home, completely different beast here. He has a high ground ball rate, missing some bats, but I still don't like backing him at home. Early money has been coming in on Texas. I think people are kind of expecting a bounce back from Dunning, but I just cannot get involved with this game. My line here is Colorado minus 104, so basically a pick 'em. I think it will close around that. New York Mets at the Arizona Diamondbacks, Stroman and Smith. This was supposed to be Peterson for the Mets, but he got pushed back for tomorrow. Stroman, big, not a big, but he's still a step up from him. I fully trust Stroman. I think he will be able to handle Arizona here. 3.8 Sierra, high swinging strike rate at 12%, 54% ground ball rate. Not giving up hard contact or line drives. D-backs well below league average against right-handed pitching, just an 89 WRC plus and a 140 ISO. Caleb Smith is drawing the start. Smith is a nice arm. I really like him back in the Marlins days. But he has been only pitching in the bullpen so far, and there is no sign that he's anywhere near like stretched out. He's averaging 1.7 innings per game so far. And there are some red flags: 11% walk rate, 30% line drive rate. That's really high. He has been getting lucky with an 8% home run to fly ball ratio, but I mean, if you're giving up that many line drives, that will quickly regress. Alonso and Pilar are both back for the Mets, so I will be looking to back the Mets here. I think we will see something around minus 140 with Stroman. If the line is better than minus 140, I will be getting involved with the Mets. Alonso was already hit a home run last night. I think him back will boost this offense. I'm really liking Stroman. The Diamondbacks bullpen is bad, and Smith won't go deep into this game. Heaney at Wood, LA Angels at the San Francisco Giants. Giants are really overpriced here, minus 160. But they are facing a lefty, and again, you have to pay that extra tax. Giants against lefties, 108 WRC plus, 180 ISO. They only have a 260 betting average on balls in play against lefties, and they still do have these pretty nice numbers, 324 WOBA against lefties. So yeah, Wood got hit around in the last outing against the Dodgers, but this is a big step down. I think he will be all right. I really like everything about him. He did get lucky with almost a 90% left on base rate, but the guy has good stuff, and I don't fear the Angels without Trout, and this is really not a good lineup. I mean, the bottom of the lineup is still really ugly. Heaney for the Angels starting here. He's a positive regression candidate. His Sierra is 1.5 runs lower than his ERA. But he's giving up 28% line drive rate against righties, almost a 40% hard hit rate, some walk issues. He walked 4 in the last outing against Texas, where he gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings. Heaney is not a guy I would trust here. Going up against a Giants lineup that's really hitting lefties well, and I kind of trust Wood, so I agree that the Giants need to be sizable favorites, but minus 163 is a bit too rich for my blood. Cardinals at the Dodgers. We don't have a pitcher announced for LA yet, but they are already taking money. Pinnacle put this lineup with no confirmed LA pitcher. They opened minus 167, and the line already almost moved like 20 cents. Gant is just bad. He has a 5.6 Sierra, 15% walk rate, not missing any bats. His underlying metrics are so lucky, like 3% home run to fly ball ratio, 85% left on base rate. I'm not trusting him. I think he will get hit here, but I'm not laying like minus 180. We don't even know who the starter is. Final game, I think this will be an easy W for Oakland. Oakland at Seattle, Bassett at Gonzalez. Marco Gonzalez coming off the IL, and he was dealing with shoulder forearm strain on his throwing arm. So he's a left arm injury. Almost a month layoff. I think he will go just 3-4 innings here. He was not looking all right before going down. He almost has a 5 Sierra, just a 7.5% swinging strike rate, contact rate at 83%. Righties were really getting to him, 440 WOBA, 7+ FIP. And this is really a righty-heavy lineup of Oakland who are really good at hurting lefties, and Marco coming off the IL, not being great before going to the IL. I think this is a huge mismatch. Bassett is quickly becoming one of the more trustworthy arms in the league, coming off 9-inning, 9K outing against the LA Angels. He has a 3.5 Sierra, no hard hit rate, no line drives, missing bats, no walks. I really like everything about Bassett, and Seattle is still a really, really bad team. Pinnacle somehow opened this one up at minus 136. I would have put my house on that. Line already moved 20 cents, so no value left. But Oakland will win this game. So summing it up, not too many good looks today. The game I'm likely betting is the New York Mets at Arizona. These lines are off the board right now. I'm expecting, hoping for a line around minus 135. The Mets would be a bet for me there. Houston, I think, is a solid look around minus 120, especially if the questionables are in the lineup. So make sure to wait for the lineup. Gurriel is questionable, and Alvarez as well. So if they play, or either of those guys play, and we get a minus 120, I will be in. Yankees plus 115 would be my entry point there. And yeah, that's about it. I don't think there are any good looks on this slate. All right, let's talk some NBA. This was a bit longer than I expected, so we will just quickly run through the slate. Boston at Brooklyn. Brooklyn laying 12.5 points at some books, 12 at others. This closed at 7 in Boston. Now, obviously, we are flipping the home court. No Kemba for Boston, and without Kemba and Brown, I make it 11.5. So no real edge. Huge mismatch overall. Tatum is a good scorer, but Celtics desperately need playmaking, and this isn't it. Brooklyn shooting 67% effective in the last game. I'm expecting similar things. I think this will be a blowout W. There is no line value here. So yeah, you shouldn't get involved. Portland at Denver. Denver laying 2 points. I make it 1.5. This is the most tilting matchup for me. I'm really going back and forth. I'm switching sides after each of the games, so now I'm on the Portland side. I think just Rivers and Campazzo are not an NBA level guard duo. MPG coming off a 3-point outing. They clearly need more from him. The team is extremely depleted, and they need more scoring. And MPG was looking amazing in the regular season, but he's just slumping at the worst time. The end of the bench for Denver is extremely ugly. Like Marcus Howard played 27 minutes. Morris and Green are okay, but Millsap is looking a bit old. It really seems like Nurkic is the key for the matchup. If he's not in foul trouble and he's getting kept around, his minutes are getting kept around 30, he's fine. He cannot play more minutes efficiently. And if he's in a foul trouble, obviously everything is falling apart. But I think he's he did a great job in the last game, I thought, on both ends of the floor. He can really hang with Nurkic when needed, or at least do something there. And if Nurkic is limited in any way or form, I think the Lillard and McCollum guard duo is just light years ahead of Rivers and Campazzo. So yeah, Portland money line is my lean here. But as I said, I mean, this was changing really from game to game for me. Not a strong look, but I think Portland will get the W here and eventually win this series. LA Lakers at Phoenix. AD questionable, not expected to play. My line would have been around 2 here. We are at 5 right now. I think that's completely fair. Drummond is looking super rough. Lack of playmaking on the Lakers side in the last game. LeBron is still amazing. I mean, he has flashes of brilliance, but I mean, he was playing like 38 minutes or something. At this age, he's 36 years old. He cannot push both ends of the floor for 40 minutes and at 100%. You just cannot expect that. And I think the weight on his shoulders is way more than they should put on him. And but the problem is that they don't really have anyone stepping up. I mean, like we were happy that Marc Gasol was playing and he was scoring, but that's not going to get you deep into the playoffs. Chris Paul finally played fine, 32 minutes, scored 18 with 9 assists. Still haven't looked 100%, but way better than before. If he's fine and AD will miss a game or two, I think the Suns are taking this one. They have the better depth. Overall, I feel better about them. Since the Golden State playing game, I was saying that I just don't see this Lakers team making a big run. Conditioning isn't there. I think the health issues are showing. No playmaking, no real chemistry. Drummond is a real issue. LeBron is still the GOAT, but I think the team around him is just not strong enough. So yeah, taking Phoenix, I'm expecting them to cover, but yeah, I'm not laying 5 points against LeBron. I learned my lesson the hard way. So this is it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow at the same time. Good luck with your wagers. If you want to tell mine, you can go to patreon.com/thebearzone. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.